All right, and before we install Express Server and start setting up our controllers, routes, and all that cool stuff, I want to talk about the imports and exports in Node. So for a long time, Node was using, and actually it is still using, CommonJS, where essentially we use this require. But there's also support right now for ES6 modules, something that we have been doing for last hour, essentially in our front end. Import, blah, 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 from, and then the package component, and you get the gist. And technically, when you're just building API, it kind of comes down to preference, whether you want to use CommonJS or you want ES6 in Node. But in my opinion, when you're working on a MERN project where you already have the front-end application using this import and export, basically ES6, and then you have the server where you need to switch over to CommonJS, this leads to some silly bugs over the time. So it's definitely my preference to set up both the server and the front end with ES6. Now, front end is right away from the get-go with Create React App, but on a server, we actually need to do that manually. And according to their docs, we have two options. We can either use the file extension MJS, or in the package JSON, we can set up type and module. And let me showcase that. So again, if you navigate to their docs, let me zoom in. So files ending with MJS or files ending with JS. If in the package JSON top level, we have type module. And this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to navigate to package JSON, and then somewhere here, let's say after the main one, let's go with type, and let's set it up as module. And once we do that, from now on, we'll be able to use import and export in our server as well. So not only on the front end, but also we can do that in the server. And we'll do that starting with next video when we'll set up our Express one. Now, if you don't want to, you don't have to do this. But in my case, I'll definitely push for this one because, like I said, when you're developing MERN projects, it leads to somewhat confusion when you have front end running one import setup and then the server running a different one. And with this in place, now we can start setting up our basic Express server.